Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3 of conditional formatting in Excel. I hope you enjoyed the previous tutorials. As we covered highlight cells, top or bottom rules, data bars, color scales, and icon sets in the previous tutorials, today we will learn how to use custom rules. This feature allows us to use even more visualization on our data to gain a clearer understanding. If you haven't watched the previous tutorials, you can find the link in the description. The new rule provides us with a wide range of rules to use as per our requirements. The first set of rules has already been covered in part 2 of conditional formatting, including 2 color scale, 3 color scale, data bars, and icon sets. Now, let's select the data and click on New Rule. Let's focus on format only cells that contain. This rule has numerous features, such as cell value, specific text, dates occurring, blanks, no blanks, errors, and no errors. Each type has different criteria sets. For example, specific text requires different criteria, and cell value needs different ones. For instance, let's enter the criteria cell value between 3000 and 3500. Then, we'll format the font color and click OK. The values between the given criteria are highlighted. We can also change the font style and fill the background, and the formatting will be applied automatically. If we edit the rule and change the second criteria from between to not between, the formatting will change accordingly. For example, if we enter 3600, it will be highlighted as it is not between 3000 and 3500. As the values change, the conditional formatting will be applied accordingly. Let's go to Manage Rules again and edit the rule. This time, let's change the criteria to equal to and enter 2966. Once we apply the rule, the formatting will be applied to the cells with the value 2966. Now, if we edit the rule again and change the criteria from equal to not equal, all cells except the one containing 2966 will be formatted. Similarly, we have options like greater than and greater than or equal to in the criteria, which we can explore further. Next, let's look at the rule for specific text. If we keep the same value and click OK, the formatting won't be applied. This is because specific text needs different requirements compared to cell value. Let's change the cell reference to the next dataset and edit the rule. This time, we'll enter L as the criteria value and apply the rule. As we cannot see any rules due to the option of current selection, let's select the students' names and go to Manage Rules. Currently, no formatting is applied because the criteria value is equal to an L. Excel assumes both as values, not just L. Let's replace it with Lena and apply to see the changes updated. Now, edit the rule and just enter L to see the changes. If I enter an equal sign before L, it will not format, as the type of rule is specific text. Similarly, we have a not containing criteria, which highlights cells not containing L in the dataset. As we can see, 2 cells have student names without L in them. Feel free to explore criteria like beginning with and ending with, and let me know in the comments if you have any queries, so I can address them in upcoming videos. Let's delete the existing rule. Since we have already covered how to use dates occurring in our previous tutorial, we can move on to the next types: blanks and no blanks, errors and no errors. Select the students' names, go to Manage Rules, then click New Rule. Select blanks as the rule type and choose Yellow Fill. Once we apply it, the blank cells will change to yellow color. We can edit the rule and change the rule type to no blanks to see the data getting updated accordingly. Next, we can tweak the rule to errors and apply the formatting. To create an error, we can multiply non-numeric values and see the formatting getting applied. Edit the rule and change it to no errors to see the data getting updated as per the set rule. Now, let's delete the rule. As we have already covered top or bottom ranks, above and below average, and unique or duplicate values in our previous tutorial, let's move on to a different rule where we can use a formula to apply conditional formatting. Enter the if function, select the first cell, and just lock the column. Then, enter greater than 2800 and apply a custom format as required. After clicking OK, you may notice an error pop up because the if function is incomplete. Update the true and false conditions. Once applied, the format will be applied to values greater than 2800. Edit the rule and include the and function within the if function. Add the condition that the employee name should be employee 10. Once applied, the format will only be applied for the sales where it is greater than 2800 and the employee name is employee 10. Let's change the background to yellow color to make it more clear. We can also change the and function to the year function and see the cells where either the employee name is employee 10 or the sales are greater than 2800 highlighted. Now, let's delete the rule and apply the changes. Let's add today's date in cell G14 and then select the joining date cells. Go to New Rule and enter the if function and select the joining date and the entered date G14 and include them in brackets. Then enter greater than 10 and if true, return true, otherwise false. Change the font color to red. Now, change the dates to greater than 10 days from the entered date, and you'll see that no format has been changed. However, if we make the date lesser than the current date, the format will be applied to all cells whose value from the entered date is greater than 10 days. Let's make some changes to the date and edit the rule to make it greater than 1. You'll see that 3 cells are now highlighted. If we enter a date 1 day before the current date, no format will be applied as it is greater than 1 day from the entered date. Edit the rule to greater than or equal to and see the changes applied. Change the date accordingly to see the changes being updated. But what if the date is empty? All cells will be highlighted. To overcome this, we can edit the rule and enter the and function within the if function to check if the cell is not blank. Apply the rule, and now if a date is present, it will be formatted, otherwise not. Change the date accordingly to see the changes being updated. Stay tuned for more upcoming interesting tutorials.